Hi students, in this video I'm going to show you how you can install WordPress to the domain name that you purchased through LithiumHosting. What you'll want to do is go to lithiumhosting.com and then sign in. If you click here, there'll be a sign in button. I've already signed in, so I can skip that step. But when you sign in, you'll be taken to this screen. And from here, you want to hover over the Services and Domains tab and select your services. And then you'll see your shared hosting listed as a service. Click View Details, and then scroll down and you'll see a section called Account Access. You want to click on Login to Cpanel. Now, Cpanel is short for Control Panel, and this is the panel from which you can control all different aspects of your hosting service. So you can create backups of your websites. You can create email accounts that use your domain name. So if your domain name is mcnames.com, you can get an email address, megan@mcnames.com. You can set all that up through the control panel. And we can also set up WordPress through the control panel. And later on in this course, you'll be setting up a subdomain through the control panel so that you can have a second website to host your client's website on. So let's go ahead and X out of this Welcome New User section, because it's just going to give us a tour and we don't really need one. Scroll all the way to the bottom and you'll see a button with the WordPress logo. Click that button, and then on the WordPress page, click the Install button. Now, most of the information you see here you're going to leave, but some of it we will change. We want the protocol to stay as HTTP. Our other option is HTTPS secure, which we would use if we were collecting credit card information or something like that. But we're not, so we'll stick with HTTP. And then choose your domain. You should only have one domain to choose from. Now, I have several different ones because I need them for all different videos that I'm making. So I'm just going to choose the one I actually want to put WordPress on, but yours should already be listed. Now, here's a section that I think is often very confusing, and I want to spend a couple minutes just explaining it. The third option is in directory, and we can type something into this box, and it tells us that the directory is relative to your domain. So what does that mean? Why does this have WP? Well, with websites, URLs are really just names of folders and files. I'm going to open a new window. So Ball State gives each of you a piece of a domain. You get a little piece of bsu.edu, and it's your username.iweb.bsu.edu. And so if I type that in and I go to my little website that Ball State put together for me, there's nothing here. I never actually made a website just for this page. I don't really think it's important. I never use this site as a portfolio or anything like that, so I don't have anything there. But if I log in to my backend, if I create an FTP connection and I look in that server space that Ball State gave me, you can see I actually have quite a lot there. There's a lot of stuff that I've put on the server space that Ball State gave me when they gave me this website, but none of it is coming up when I go to my domain name. And that's because there's nothing here that is named so that it goes along with the site. Instead, I have all of these directories. So like here's a directory called 101, and then inside of it I have two files. So if I type in my directory, so mlmcnames.iweb.bsu.edu/101, which is the name of my folder, it takes me to the folder. And in that folder, I have a Flash file and an HTML file. And now those are running here in that folder. Same with, let's look at 211. So 211 is a different folder. And so if I type in the directory 211 instead of 101, I can see what's in that folder. Now, this is a little bit different. Nothing in here is code that runs on a website, so I had to be a little bit more specific. So let's see, I'm in the folder 211, and there's a document called obesity.pdf, so I can type that in, and that's going to pull up that PDF. So I hope this is starting to make sense. The URL is just a list of folders and files. So if I go into the back end of mlmcnames.iweb.bsu.edu and I look in the folder 211, there's a file called obesity.pdf, and I can get to it by typing all the information in. So the name of my domain, the folder, and then the name of the document. And so really when this LithiumHosting installer, so there it is, asks us what directory do we want, it's asking, do we want to make a separate folder for our WordPress site, just like I had separate folders for 101 and 211? And really the answer is no, because if you had something here, if you left it as WP, all of your visitors would have to go to http://test.mcnames2.com/WP. And that seems kind of weird, right? When you want people just to go to the name of your domain.com and not have to type in /WP. So we're going to take that out because that's going to be really confusing. And the other reason you probably don't want a directory is because you would have to put that on all of your marketing material. So if you had a resume, for example, and you put at the bottom, you know, to see more of my work, go to, you don't want to have to put your name.com/WP. People are going to be like, what's the WP for? So you really don't want a directory in this case. You want the whole site to be WordPress. You don't need to have all these folders like I have on my Ball State website where I have all these folders with different content. I just use this as a locker. I just use this to hold on to stuff that, you know, is web-based. So you just want your site to be WordPress. So skip the in directory. Just take anything out that's in there, leave it blank, don't put anything there. We want the database and the table prefix to stay the same, whatever it is when you open this page. And then site name and site description are very important because when Google indexes your site, it uses the name and description to understand what your site is about. So people who search for you, Google's going to go through its list of indexed sites and look for your name in the site name and the site description. It'll also look on other pages, but if it's in the name or description, then Google definitely knows they found the right thing. So for site name, you probably just want to put your name because it would expect most people to just Google you by searching your name. And then under site description, you just want to put any keywords you think people might be searching for you with. So if you're in public relations, you might want to put public relations student at Ball State because people might type in, you know, your name, Ball State student. Or you might type in, you know, your name student. So let's put that in there. University has an R. Now, the admin account, username and password, this is what you'll use to log into your WordPress site to make changes and to add content. So make it something you'll remember. I suggest your last name and then whatever password you can remember. And obviously the longer it is, the stronger it's going to be. Now for the admin email, there's just kind of this fake email that you've never set up. You should put your real email in here because anytime you have a WordPress update that needs to be made or people leave comments on your website, you'll receive information about that to whatever website you put here. Obviously, we want the language to be English. That's what people are going to be searching for a website in. And we do not want to limit login attempts because you might forget your password. And if you try to log in 3 times with the wrong password, you get locked out and it's a big mess. Now, the last thing you'll want to do is scroll all the way to the bottom. And there's a section that says Email Installation Details to put your email, and LithiumHost will send you an email with your username and password. So if you forget your password later, you can dig up that email. Then you just want to click Install. You'll see that the installation is being made, and it's finished. So WordPress has successfully been installed at this website, so you can just visit your site and you'll see WordPress. Now, it's not always instantaneous. In this case, it happened just pretty much the same second I clicked install, and WordPress is now active on my site, but it might actually take a few minutes. It could take up to 10-15 minutes for WordPress to appear on your site. So if you go to your site and it's not there right away, give it 10-15 minutes. If it's not there after an hour, then you might have a problem, and you should contact me and let me know, and I'll try and see what the problem is. So I hope that helps you get everything set up. If you have any questions, please feel free to send them my way.